right, right, left, 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 right, 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 left. Mark time, mark. Other arm, hold. Foul putt, mark. Mark time. Mark. Color guard. Hold. Left. Base. Reset. Arm. Post color. Mark. Left, 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 right, 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 left.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So when the sun comes streaming in, she'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you're running all around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
All of us graduating today have people to thank and decisions to reflect on as we look at our futures ahead of us. I am honored today to be able to introduce not only a friend, but someone who I've seen grow to become a remarkable person today. Juliana Sterling will be representing us all as we reflect on our time in high school. In her 4 years here at Bennett, she has proven herself to be both academically and athletically inclined. She has played both varsity field hockey and lacrosse all 4 years, and she has also been a part of academic clubs and societies, including National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, French Honor Society, the Math Team, and Prince Street Buddies. Combined with her academics, these credentials have resulted in her graduating today in the top 5% of her class. All of this hard work and dedication throughout these past 4 years have led her to choose a path at Washington College, majoring in international studies as part of the Presidential Fellows Program, while still continuing to play both field hockey and lacrosse. With that said, I would like us all to welcome Juliana Sterling to the podium to give the class of 2019's scholarly reflection. children that know how to achieve goals set out before them. You have given them the strength to persevere through their failures and companionship to rejoice alongside them in their successes. This moment is the accumulation of your time spent toiling over math problems you had forgotten long ago, packing lunches before the sun had risen, and asking your children selflessly about their day without expecting them to inquire about yours. The children seated before you are no longer the toddlers who face their first day of preschool here, but are now adults who will, very shortly, be alumni of James and Bennett High School. They are ready to take on the world, and it is very much thanks to you. Teachers, you have given us the tools to contribute to society as functioning adults. You have cultivated mindsets that will not cave to life's challenges or stressors, and served as role models to us so that one day we may care about the future of our youth as you do. Whether your students are college or career bound, you have given them the skills needed to be successful in all their future endeavors, and your time spent doing so is priceless. Students, we have been here together since the beginning. 4 years has gone by in an instant, and I hope all of you take this moment right now to understand that this is the last time the entire class of 2019 will be in each other's presence. Together, we have all achieved incredible intellectual growth, passed classes we feared we might fail, witnessed unpredictable hardships, and come out infinitely stronger than we were upon entering Bennett for the first time. We are a family whose experiences we share will never be shared by anyone else. Today is the sum of 4 years spent tirelessly exercising our minds, and it is our final collective experience. Looking at all of you today, I am sure that our community is in good hands. Each and every one of you has fought to walk across this stage and not given up despite the challenges. Vast amounts of determination, wisdom, and strength present among us is rare, and I know it will be used to its greatest advantage. Each individual donned in cap and gown today is destined to bring James and Bennett pride, and I know without a doubt that we will come out of our life's battles victorious. In the words of Beyonce Knowles Carter, I want us to be proud of not only the show, but the process, proud of the struggle, thankful for the beauty that comes with painful history, and rejoice in the pain. I urge you to be proud of your process and know that today it all pays off. Forever and always, anchor down. Thank you.
When I found out that we were going to have a morning graduation this year, my first thought was, wow, Bennett's really going to make our class get up with an alarm one last time. But that's the thing, it's one last time. This was a year of many lows. It was our last year we would have the time and care enough to pick out the perfect outfit the night before school. The last year we could have our parents write us a note for being late to class. And the last time we would watch movies in those classes leading up to the last week of school. Good morning, everyone. My name is Manal Fessel, and I've been your class historian for the past 4 years. As a class, we've faced many challenges. I mean, how many people can say that they've had a different principal every year of high school? But that only taught us how important it was to be resilient, as we still had to do what was expected of us in order to not only graduate, but set us up for our desired choice, grad life. With that being said, I want to highlight a few of our big accomplishments and milestones that we've hit. As a class, we raised about $20,000 for our prom. There are 328 of us graduating and pursuing a degree at either a 2- or 4-year institution. We've earned more than $8 million in scholarship money and collectively have volunteered more hours than we can even count. I think that deserves a round of applause. I also want to take the time to congratulate a few of my peers who have shown me what it means to be ambitious, determined, and above all, a clever. Aaron Hall will be going to the University of Virginia on a full ride studying education. Kate Trotter is among the 9% of people to earn a spot in the United States Naval Academy. And did I mention he completed the physical exam while having appendicitis? How about Annabelle Hoffman and Saquon Cotton for being named Athletes of the Year? Brian Duperville for his state title in shot put, and not to mention our baseball team coming home with the state championships. Finally, how could I forget Michael Evanesian, who will be attending Ithaca College of Music as a professional to continue spreading his love for the art. On a more personal note, I would like to say a few thank yous to the people I would not have been able to do high school without. Mom, thank you for never comparing comparing me and expecting me to be like anyone else. Dad, thank you for trusting and encouraging me to go to school away from home. To my aunts and uncles, thank you for always treating me like your own. Savannah, thank you for making me laugh when I didn't even want to smile. And Louie, thanks for being my guardian these past 12 years. And thank you for never leaving my side through all the late nights, rants about chem, bio, and laughs about maple. And finally, I want to thank Nadie. This was the hardest one to write because I don't have the words to describe who you are for me. You're not a friend, you're family. And without you, my life wouldn't be the same. Before we all part ways, I want to leave you guys with a few tips that I've learned in my 4 years at Bennett that will be important to remember as we go on to be our future friends, professors, and employers. Number 1. Consider saying yes before you say no, but always trust your gut. 2. Be persistent, and if option A doesn't work out, kick the crap out of option B. 3. Make yourself indispensable. No one is you, and that is your power. 4. Know your value. Don't cut yourself too short, but allow yourself enough slack to learn and grow from your mistakes. And finally, probably the most important, 5. Watch out for the freshman 15. Just because the dining hall next to your dorm has an all-you-can-eat buffet doesn't mean you hit it up for every meal today. In a world where everyone is different, I think we can all agree on being a good person. I'm confident that no other class is a better example of what it means to show kindness to everyone we meet. Because as Clippers, we choose love. Today, by just moving our tassels from right to left, we'll mark the end of the journey that began 1,371 days ago. I sincerely wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors and hope all of you will reach and surpass your goals with integrity and kindness. Once again, congratulations, class of 2019. Thank you.
pleasure that I get to announce our next speaker. We are honored to have the Superintendent of Wacomico County Schools, Dr. Donna Hanlon, joining us this morning. Dr. Donna Hanlon has served as Wacomico County Superintendent of Schools since July 1st, 2016. Dr. Hanlon is a Salisbury native and a graduate of James and Bennett High School. Dr. Hanlon began her career as a classroom teacher here in Wacomico County. She also served as assistant principal at Wacomico Middle School and James and Bennett High School. Principal of James and Bennett High School, as well as Director of Secondary Education for the school system. After 26 years in Wacomico County Public Schools, Dr. Hanlon served as Supervisor of Special Education and finally Associate Superintendent and Chief Academic Officer in Washington County. It is truly a pleasure to have you here with us today. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Donna Hanlon.
Good morning. Mr. Fitzgerald, Mrs. Fauski, Mrs. Nathan, faculty, staff, parents, and guests. To the class of 2019, I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Those are the words from humanitarian and Nobel Peace Prize recipient Albert Schweitzer. And Martin Luther King, civil rights activist and Nobel Peace Prize winner, said, "Everyone can be great because anyone can serve." You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. And Gandhi, who inspired movements for civil rights and freedom across the world, said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." There's a common thread in these quotes from these men who lived their lives giving selflessly to others. And that is the value of service above self, the value of selflessness. And perhaps you're thinking, well, I've served. I've done that. After all, you each had to earn 75 service hours to graduate from high school, and congratulations for that. But be honest. Did you complete those hours because it was a requirement? Or did you truly want to improve the quality of life for others? Did you complete those hours not counting them to check them off, but because you wanted to promote goodwill? Did you truly reap the benefits of giving, gaining a better understanding of who you are and what you want to be? Did you truly earn those hours based upon selflessness? Those are questions that only you can answer. Today, as you graduate from high school, just like Schweitzer, I have no idea what your destiny will be, but I want to challenge you to think about service, about giving, as something more than an activity that you're required to do. Instead, I challenge you to commit to helping others and in turn being enriched by others. The gift of selfless giving is one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves. I believe, like Gandhi, that we find ourselves through service. Through service, we discover our values, and it is through those values that we can live out a richer, more fulfilled life. Since it was first published over 50 years ago, Shel Silverstein's inspirational picture book for all ages, The Giving Tree, has offered a touching interpretation of the gift of giving. Over the years, many have contributed to the debate over the meaning behind this beautifully written story. But in simple terms, this book is a journey between a boy and a tree. Silverstein does an exquisite job of personifying the tree, bringing human qualities to the giving tree. It starts out simply, once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. Silverstein poetically describes that during the boy's childhood, he visits the tree every day to play. He gathers the tree's leaves to make crowns, climbs up and swings from her branches, eats her apples, and when the boy gets tired from playing hide and seek, and king of the forest, he falls asleep against her trunk, and Silverstein writes, and the tree is happy. As the boy grows older, he spends less time with the tree. The boy no longer enjoys the simplistic parts of his childhood, but desires material gain. He doesn't have time to play, but instead feels driven to become wealthy. The tree, being selfless, gives the boy the apples from her branches so that he can sell them to make her happy, so that he can make more money. And Silverstein writes, and the tree is happy. As a grown man, the boy comes back to the tree. The tree yet again asks the boy if he wishes to play. But as the man's priorities have changed, he wishes to marry and have a child and build a house. And the tree selflessly offers her branches to build that house. The tree again gives more of herself and yet remains happy because she's brought joy to the boy. As she ages, she understands that her life is fulfilled by selflessly giving, and the tree is happy. As the boy grows older, he becomes sad. Perhaps his life didn't turn out quite the way he thought it would. He tells the tree that all he wants to do is sail away. So the tree allows him to cut her trunk to build a boat. And Silverstein adds, and the tree is happy. And finally, when the boy becomes an old man, he once again returns to the tree. At the end of his life, he's weary with regret. All he wants to do is rest his tired body, and the tree selflessly allows him to rest on her stump. And Silverstein ends his whimsical but powerful tale by telling the reader, and the tree is happy. This story is a metaphor for life, that possessions don't equate to happiness. Happiness comes from within, and that selfless giving brings great joy and a fulfilled life. So regardless of what your plans are for the future, I encourage each of you to continue to serve others. Not because you have to, but because you want to. I encourage you to embrace service above yourselves. We all know that this world becomes increasingly complex and challenging every day. Imagine a world where we reach out and help others. Think about how different our world could be if each of us gave a little time to help others. My challenge to you is simple. Make helping others an important part of your continued journey in life. We should all learn from the giving tree and the boy. As you consider this metaphor, recognize that you are leaving that part of your life, where playing hide and seek, or king of the forest, is behind you. And as young adults, you're seeking a future of success. How will you define success? What will be important in your life to achieve success, happiness, and fulfillment? The boy teaches us that we don't want to reach the end of our lives with regrets because we focus more on material gains and focus more on material gains, more on giving, more on receiving than giving. Winston Churchill conveyed this important life lesson when he said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." Class of 2019, neither you nor I know what your destiny will be. But one thing of which I am confident, those who will be the happiest among you will be those who choose to give selflessly in the service to others. Congratulations to each of you for reaching this important milestone in your lives. I wish you nothing but happiness and fulfillment in the years to come. Thank you.
Good morning. I have the distinct honor of introducing some of our special guests on stage with us. Joining us this morning from central offices are Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Frederick Briggs, and Supervisor of Secondary Education, Mr. Michael Stout. From the Wycomico County Board of Education, we have board members, Ms. Ann Sadowski and Mr. Don Fitzgerald. Ms. Sadowski was elected to Wycombe County Board of Education in November 2018 and began serving a 4-year term in December 2018. Born and raised in Wycombe County, she attended Pinehurst and Pemberton Elementary schools and was a member of the first class to graduate from the current location of Wycombe Senior High School. She received an associate's degree from St. Mary's Junior College and a bachelor's and master's degree from Salisbury University. She pursued doctoral studies with the University of Maryland, College Park. For 31 years, she worked for the Laurel School District, including 10 years as a reading, English, and journalism teacher, and 21 years as a secondary reading specialist. Mr. Don Fitzgerald, along with being the father of an outstanding James and Bennett High School teacher, was appointed to the Wycombe County Board of Education in 2009 and elected to serve a 4-year term in December 2018. Mr. Fitzgerald served as a board vice president for 2 years and was elected as president in July 2015, 2016, 2017, and chairman in 2018. He is a 1964 graduate of Wycombe High School and a Vietnam. Finally, I would like to introduce our very own Mrs. Erin Newton in her first year as principal at James and Bennett High School.
Thank you, Gabe. Good morning, distinguished guests, friends, family, and most importantly, the class of 2019. As a former English teacher, I'm well versed in the dreaded Venn diagram. My classes would read multiple pieces of text, then I passed out the worksheet of 2 or 3 interlocking circles and asked my students to compare and contrast the poems or stories or even songs. How are they similar? How are they different? We spent a great deal of time trying to determine how one author's work measured up against another's. In reality, all of us are part of an epic Venn diagramming exercise from the time we are born. It begins with our weight and length. When do we start walking, talking, counting to 10? What makes us similar and what makes us different? We go through elementary and middle school comparing ourselves to others, which we do completely on our own. We start to gain an understanding that we do not look like, act like, sound like those around us. At this point, we begin to acquire labels. Gifted, athletic, outgoing. What makes us similar and what makes us different? As we get older, the stakes get higher. We're measured against people we don't even know by our SAT scores, our GPAs, and the number of service hours we completed. When put like this, it seems impersonal. But if you're like me, then you are lucky enough to be born into the most intense comparison journey any person can travel, having a sibling. I'm blessed to be the little sister of the quintessential older brother. Some of you know what I'm talking about. 3-sport varsity athlete, 4.0 GPA, got into his preferred college, and is now a surgeon. I spent year after year going into new classes only to be met with, "You must be Ben's little sister." My brother set the bar for what others expected of me. I spent my whole life trying to meet those expectations, sometimes succeeding, others coming up a bit short of the bar. Looking at all of it now, I realize how much time I wasted trying to meet the standards someone else set for me. Only now can I see that I'm becoming exactly who I am meant to be. As our 2019 graduates, I, nor anyone here, expect that within the last 4 years you had some sort of epiphany and will be walking away knowing exactly who you are and what lies ahead. Instead, it is my hope that over your last 4 years, we have prepared you to be both resilient and passionate about what the future may hold. I think that if there were a single word to describe the class of 2019, it would most certainly be resilient. No other class has accomplished what you have while facing so many obstacles and adversity, and for that, you should be proud. So, like every good English teacher, what's the lesson for the class of 2019? Stop comparing yourself to other people. You are the only one, a true individual. In so many ways, you have left your mark on James and Bennett High School. You are only on this planet to be the best you possible, not someone else's version of you. Your life journey is about learning to become more of who you are and understanding the tremendous role you play. You are the James M. Bennett High School class of 2019, and no one compares to you. Mark Twain once said, "Comparison is the death of joy." Please strive to find your joy. Thank you, and good luck in all that you do. Therefore, Dr. Hanlon, in recognition of the records and achievements of the students of this class, and by virtue of the authority vested in me as principal of James M. Bennett High School, I certify that these students before us have met the graduation requirements established by the Maryland State Board of Education and the Wycomico County Public School System. Accordingly, it is my pleasure to recommend and present to you for the conferring of diplomas the graduating class of 2019.
In recognition of the records and achievements of the students of this class, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me as superintendent of Wycomico County Public Schools, it is my pleasure to certify and accept for the conferring of diplomas the graduate of James M. Bennett High School, class of 2019. Congratulations.
Thompson. Caroline L. Diskin. Katerina Dimitri Donaris. Gabriel Solomon Dunn. Manel Fazal. Juliana Suzanne Sterling. Seth Patrick Abbey. Akram El Fatah Abdullaha. Emanuela Abraham Yor Achian. Laura Michelle Adams. Travis Lee Adams. Lucy Chen Adelizi. Caitlin Nicole Atkins. Edgar Augustin Velasquez. Connor Glenn Haynes. Marianne Adele El-Naziri. Faith Nicole Allen. Deja Renee Marie Alston. Jamila Rossi Esmeralda Alvarez Pinto. Helena Francis Amy. Emanuela Alima Marias Andy. Mohammed Safinai Alki. Alice Chirali Alberta Galliano. Antoine Lorenzo Damian Lee Atkinson. Matthew Quinn Awkward. Michael Avanesian. Arar Fazal Azaz. Sedra Baba. Kyla Mackenzie Bailey. Caitlin Viola Atkins. Emily Grace Alessandrini. 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 Raekwon Akeem Baines. Janaya Tatiana Banks. Jacob Paul Baranowski. Kaysam Satan Barkley. Aya Taisho Barkley. Derek John Berry Jr. Dolph Ray Bartholomew. Michaela Jasmine Beecham. John Lee Butelis. Alyssa Elizabeth Berry. Clara Jane Biedenauer. Justin Michael Bishop. Savon Telly Bivens. Saraja Alaray Bivens. Chanel Patrice Bivens. Bradley Thomas Boardman. Abraham Sine Bravo. Matthew Christopher Brown. Alexander Martin Brumley. Hannah Grace Richard. Cynthia Leanne Bird. Jamiron Alexander Cannon. Samantha Josie Carmine. Rachel Elizabeth Bailey. Jillian Ellen Barr. Evie Rodrigo Ramona. Italy Malay Chandler. Michael Joseph Cheers Jr. June Bing Chen. Marilyn Asia Chen. Tally Nicole Chestnut. Ambrosia May Chester. Diara Renee Childress. Erica Virginia Clausen. James Lee Clarisme. Abigail Lynn Cope. Hannah Marie Cope. Jeremy David Cope. Blake Daniel Corbin. Cassius Antonio Cotman Jr. Saquon Rashawn Cotman. Derek Marlowe Crippen Jr. Victoria Grace Cropper. Samuel Christian Cipher. Michael Richard Darcy. Gabrielle Alicia London Deal.
Frank James DeMarco III. Cody James Dixon. Tristan Adele Godu. Mia Deshay Fisher. Joshua Michael Harmon.
Kevin Paul Donald, Jr. Rebecca Lee Doyle. Chase Edwin Dozier. Michael Caleb Duncan. Natalie Lynn Dunn. Ryan Hans Dubervall. Samuel George Leo Alfred Duquette. Kel J. Dutton. Pierre Leeds Edmond. Gideon Elias. Razan Magdi Ellaby. Tess Garland Ford. Kaylee Marie Foreman. Janai Nasir Frazier. Eric Galindo Torres. Edward Jesus Garcia Augustin. Brittany Nicole Gates. Orlash Herrera. Caroline Jane Gilmore. Jennifer Lynn Glorioso. Braden Andrew Lechevel. Maria Magdalena Gomez. Rodrigo Gonzalez. Anaya Corinne Gopal. Dylan James Gordon. Kristen Allen Blackberry. Justin Tyler Green. Kelsey Marie Green. Maria Luisa Rodriguez Fritas Vieira. Alexandra Layton Guy. Erin Elizabeth Hall. Mason Adil Thompson. Jairus Nicole Harmon. Jaime Nazir Harmon. Michael Carrick Harmon. Anushi Perry Harmon. Jacob Alexander Harrison. Logan Dawn Hastings. Christian Daniel Paulding. Catherine Sophia Ecker. Robeson Aru. Ariel Denise Hicks. Christopher Jared Hinman. Tyler Lee Hitchens. Anna Elizabeth Hogeson. Gervonta Jamar Hodges. Annabelle Leighton Hoffman. Ramon Perez Fuller. Justin Lee Holland. Ashton Michael Lyons. Josephine Elizabeth McJolton. Jayshawn Jerome Hudgens Williams. Trevin Dante Logan Hudgens. Diaja Renee Hudson. Dustin Nicholas Huffman. Patrick David Hughes. Christian Nathaniel Miguel Hudgens. Matazim Abdallah Hassan Idris. Anika Ilias. Cecilia Corinne Emery. Jacqueline Roxana Ixatak Reyes. Elishama Jean Simon. Wood Jerry Jean. Daphne June. Miley Ford June. Destiny Marie Jones. Dylan James Jones. Rebecca Jean Lassie.
Austin Jacob Lawhorn. June Seok Lee. Michelle Lee. Rahman Leah Kat. Naye Tynasia Lyles. Angel Lopez. Kelsey Elizabeth Mulvey. Azariah Mack. Carter Samuel McCullough. Zoe Gabrielle McIntosh. Anna Carolina de Sousa Mendes. William Eugene Huntington Jr. Shalante Princess Merrill. Saviana Michael. Peterson's Alexis. Andrew James Mifflin. Jessica Lynn Lyles. Kimberly Marie Miles. Victoria May Milligan. Kobe Paul Mishler. Farah Alicia Mitchell. Ryan David Mitchell. Madison McKinley Moore. Kelly Marie Moreno. Shane Kenneth Morris. Harold James Morton Jr. Kamar Andrew Tatum Morton. Kimberly Pearl Moore. Connor Dalton Mull. Chef Kareem Ndale. Dylan Raul Navarro Lopez. Amira Najee Neal Watson. Cole James Nestor. Luke Lombardi Nestor. Montre Rejan Nichols. Isaiah Lee Nichols. Tegan Marie Nichols. Michael Anthony Nicholas. Jayla Anaya Nichols. Sydney Arnes. Bryce Tanner Pat. Alexander Joseph Anthony Patterson. Joshua James Pecoraro. Corey Lee Mills. Jordan Elijah Montgomery. Rebecca Nicola Parango. Owen Stephen Peters. Kylie Yen Pham. Joanna Fenellis. Matthew Spencer Phillips. Brenda Michelle Pineda Espinosa. Lauren Catherine Clayton. Devin DeAndre Poinsett. Axel Omar Hans Santiago. Shane Nicholas Powell. Nicholas Alexander Randy. Lawrence Hasty Purnell Jr. Corey Thomas Rainey. Lacey Nielis Ramirez Gomez. Aisha Fatima Gunpowder. Allison Jewel Rain. Kyle Avery Phillip Rayner. Cora Ann Mezzano. Dajor Thomas Reed. Alana Alyssa Reyes. Emerson Richard. Ariel Amber Tess Ryder. Sebastian Jose Riviera Guadalupe. Bajor Amir Rivera. Allison Diane Salsa. Merlin Jolene Cornelius.
Zion Jamal Rivera. Emily Ann Robinson. Skylar Xavier Rush. Sophia Lynn Saylor. Kimber St. Moore. Monica Santana Michael. Nicholas Hunter Sapp. Raquan Lamar Savage. Rontre Henry Woodrow Savage. Kristen Marie Shearer. Brandon Kyle Scholl. Devin DeMar Schofield. Jamel Deshaun Schofield. Jacob Daniel Schultz. Savannah Lee Wilson Scott. Mackenzie Taylor Sears. Matthew Shahid. Aman Rizal Shazad. Omar Rizal Shazad. Camille Olivia Sharp Miller. Destiny Amani Shepard. Abdullah Siddiqui. Abdullah Zahir Siddiqui. Carolyn Jane Sillett. Kaya Amani Sears. Destiny Michaela Simmons. Athena Sadie Sims. Justina Victoria Sims. Joshua Hunter Smith. Luke Brian Smith. Tony Sylvia Ruth Smith. Jamel Deonta Small. Colin James Martin Sokola. Nicholas Tally Scanlon. Kristen Lee Sullivan. Brett Tyler Swift. Abenyanjua Tumunahora. Brianna Marie Taylor. Dasani China Taylor. Angel Humberto Taylor. Ann Thomas. Jakayla Monet Thomas. Olivia Claire Thomas. Maya Karen Thornton. James Lee Tingley. Lucia Enrique Ticio Cruz. Kay Chamberlain Trauger. Mark Gregory Truitt II. Devin Christian Trower. Zaire Mackay Turner. Rosario Bianca Lucy. Spencer Andrew Van Dyke. Merlin Vargas Neves. Rosemary Isaac Vasquez Gonzalez. Sayuri Sarai Velasquez. Chanel Walker. William Phillips Ward. Waleed Akram Warren. Allison Maylee Warrington. Kaishan Isaiah Watkins. George Calvin Zeb Weaver IV. Nicholas Ian Weisenberg. Logan Alyssa West. Noah Michael Tracy White. Tyler Amir White. London Nicole Richards. Donald Trey Wilder. Ellis Eugene Williams III. Tyler Jordan Williams. Asia Danae Wilson. Edmund James St. Louis Jr. Layla Jean Ankle Casual. Harmony Joy Wilson. Colin Matthew Windsor. Connor Michael Newsom. Yunha Yim.
Asia, pick it up.
Sadie Grace Webster.
We ask that everyone please rise at this time for the singing of Bennett's alma mater. Lyrics can be found in your program. Thank you.
We who are thy sons and
Good morning to the class of 2019 and to all here today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Emily Thompson, and I am your senior class president. I feel it is safe to say that I speak on behalf of the whole graduating class of 2019 in thanking each and every one of you in attendance for encouraging us through our journey. 1,371 days ago, we all walked into the brick building of James and Bennett High School, but we sure aren't the same people who are walking out today. In that short period of time, so much has changed. Together, we have laughed, learned, gotten into trouble, loved, and most of all, grown up together. So many stories were written, and I'm honored to have been by each of your sides through this chapter of life. So, I hope that with all of your hearts that you cherish these memories that we have all had together, and to signify the completion of our years at James and Bennett, I would like to ask the class of 2019 to please rise.
And the conclusion of our program, gentlemen, please remove your caps. Thank you.
Take time. Color. Take time. Color. Up, out, face. Return, mark. Right, face. Forward, mark.